Delaware State, I don't know a thing about them. I don't even know their nickname. Are they the Fighting something? Hornets, okay. John Baylor would know it. But right now that's our focus. We're glad to be playing. And I think we're playing Thursday, Friday. So that'll be interesting. Short week. So the team's fired up, and it was kind of weird being the last school called up, so that was a long wait. But we're excited to be home, and that's our focus right now.
Why did you decide to go Thursday, Friday?
That was not my decision. I don't know who makes those decisions. Maybe Matt Rule's making that one. I don't know.
What was it like just waiting for your guy's name and then being that last one to be called?
It was kind of weird because it seems like in the past we're always like in the very first bracket that they pull up. So it was kind of weird. But the team's still in there because they're doing Secret Santa. So in the commercials, they're all doing their Secret Santa stuff. So it didn't bother them. But we were watching what other Big Ten teams would get in. The coaches were, because we weren't sure who would get in, and seeing who else got, some of the other schools that were going to get in or were not going to get in, and so it's always kind of exciting to watch it. Feel bad for some Big Ten teams that had some pretty good years and didn't get in.
With that injury last week, is getting to the Final Four more daunting now? Well,
yeah. Losing a great player like that is somebody's got to step up, and our team has to step up. So that's sports.
Would you rather have, you said there's a short week today. If you survive, you have an extra day possibly for the next week too. Banking those days, or would you rather just
Yeah.
take it as it comes?
I'm not sure. I just hope our fans are fired up and ready to go Thursday and Friday. So we've never played on a Thursday, Friday that I can remember. But yeah, if you can advance, it does buy you, because whoever advances out of here is traveling. So it does buy you an extra day because you spend a day traveling whatever place you're going to. I don't know, unless Purdue knocks off Louisville, then maybe it comes here.
What's kind of just the overall mood of the girls, you think, just kind of based on also the way that the regular season ended?
I think, anytime however you end your regular season, the Big Ten's a grind, and the Katie George on there talked about iron sharpens iron. We're prepared to play any team in the country just based on going through the conference and playing two great teams that are playing really, really well. It's a great learning experience, even though we didn't have success, but we also had a lot we had to deal with. It's still a great learning experience of what we're going to have to do, and they'll have a great mindset of coming in, and we're going to have to get better in the next couple days and get ready to have great effort Thursday and Friday. And but the NCAA, 6 matches now. It's a 6-match season to the national championship. So it's like everybody starts from the same spot, and everybody's optimistic, and everybody's got hope, and everybody thinks they can do it. And so I think that's kind of what I sensed in there was, again, they were having Secret Santa, so they were having fun.
Macy Bosinger has seen some playing time as of recent. How has she helped the team going forward, and will we see more playing time from her?
We'll have to see. Maisie's, she does what she's supposed to do, and she's very reliable, and she's got a great serve. We didn't see it Saturday night, and we got to ramp that back up because she can go in and run points, and that's when she gets her opportunity, she's got to do it.
Against Wisconsin and Minnesota, what did you think of the connection with the centers and Caitlin Horde and what you got there?
It was 2 nights. This is what makes volleyball coaching and stats and all that crazy. So we sided out really well against Wisconsin. Our transition was horrible. We didn't side out very well against Minnesota. Our transition was great. So I don't know. So we're back to the drawing board. We'll figure it out by tomorrow what we're going to do and who's going where. good thing is they're used to playing different lineups and different combos, and we got to see. I don't know if Nicklin's going to be back, so that'll be the determining factor. So so I can't answer that. It's a crazy game.
What are your feelings like? I mean, you mentioned yesterday this is kind of the first time you've ever had to deal with this in your coaching career. Are you excited for that challenge, trying to work through this going into the tournament?
I'm excited to continue to coach these guys. We can play at a really high level. I mean, up until last Wednesday, I thought we were really at a high level. That's the Purdue coaches, and but we got to rebound from last week, and sometimes those things can make you stronger, and they can give you the next extra shot of motivation and inspiration to maybe play better than we think we can. So that's what I'm excited about, to see if that happens, and go for it. These guys have a lot of confidence. I mean, a lot of these guys played in the national championship last year, so that's not something that they're going to be. It hasn't happened for them before. Now we have a couple freshmen that haven't, but they've seen it, and they've been around it, so these guys know what they got to do.
You have the test schedule tough for me. Besides the Big Ten, 5 of your non-conference opponents made the field, including Loyola and Pepperdine. I mean, what is a testament to what you were able to do in the preseason now that we're seeing how the teams did this year?
Yeah, I thought Corpus Christi would, when we scheduled them, they usually win their conference every year, so that was another one. I don't know what happened to them, but I knew after we played Pepperdine and after we played Loyola, they were going to be NCAA tournament teams. I mean, those are good teams, and they had some great wins. I can't remember who Pepperdine beat.
Oregon?
Yeah, well, they had a couple of really big wins in non-conference. Loyola had a couple of big wins, and so those were tough teams. And then throw in Kentucky, and we try to, Ohio State played really tough this year. We tried to play tough, but also I knew I was planning on breaking a new setter this year, so we tried to build our schedule, and there's always an art to scheduling. So, but that's why those are really important matches, because you heard them talk about some of those in non-conference. But the other thing was, and I think they made a really good point for us, is we didn't lose to a non-top 10 team. And again, I've been talking about how this team shows up every night, and they get after it and play, and they don't take anybody lightly, and they know they're going to get everybody's best shot. And it's hard to do in a long Big Ten season, or have one bad match. Look at some of the year. Look in 2017, we won the national championship and we lost to Northern Iowa. I thought I was going to get fired the next day. So.
Over the sound of the Christmas celebration, did you hear them talk about you being a football coach?
Yeah, they were all giving me a hard time on that.
What's that like for you?
You can ask them about it. Well, Holly McPeak, I mean, I've known her ever since she's SoCal, and I knew her beach days, and so anyway, when we played at Kentucky, she did that match, and she was asking me about how I got into volleyball, all that, and I said I was trying to be a football coach, and I was a defensive coordinator. Of course, she knew the schools I was at and all that, so anyway, so that's how she knew about that.
What's it like that people recognize your defense, other coaches and commentators and fans? What's it like when they recognize your defense?
I mean, it feels good, to be ranked number 1 in attack efficiency in the country is really hard to do it in our conference. So this is a major, it's a major accomplishment for our team, because we play so many great teams, and then you usually it's some team from like Alabama A&M or something that plays in a conference that they just dominate, and those are the ones that usually win that. So to win it coming out of the Big Ten Conference is a really big deal, and I think we'll be the least ace team in the Big Ten. I think we're probably one of the least hitting in the block teams. I mean, we've done statistically some really good things. We against the big teams we haven't hit well enough, and that's something we got to try to be better at going down the stretch here.
Regarding that defensive efficiency. Has Coach Rule asked you to join the staff?
No, I don't know him. I'm looking forward to meeting him, and but I always like watching the defensive side, and again, Coach Bush did a great job, and you know, watching our defense improve this year was pretty fun to watch. And I'm buddies. I mean, I talk to Garrett Nelson all the time, and because he's a cowboy, he rides horses. We go to the rodeo, and you know, to see how those guys evolved, that was really rewarding part of watching football. I know I'm getting off a tangent there, but
I apologize for putting
yeah,
you on the
yeah.
spot, Coach.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Okay, guys, thanks.
Players in shortly.